The C5 series can be used for many types of applications. For that reason, the device is highly configurable. In this video, we will focus on a single-stream flowmeter application and the input settings for one pulse flow signal and an analog temperature and pressure input signal. A configuration switch at the inside of the enclosure locks all settings in the configuration menu, so an operator can only view the settings and cannot change them. When the switch is unlocked, the configuration mode is indicated in every menu at the top left. You can enter the main menu by holding the prog key for 3 seconds. We will explain the items in menu 3, Setup, Measurement and Calculation, recording the inputs in a single stream flowmeter application with one pulse flow sensor. Menu items that are fixed or not relevant for the selected application will not be explained or are not shown, so there can be a non-consecutive numbering. Go to menu 3.1 to define the measurement application. In menu 3.1.1, Application Definition, you can set the main measurement application, a regular system with one flowmeter or a heat exchanger. In menu 3.1.2, Initial Calculation, you can set the type of flow calculation that shall be determined first, depending on the type of flowmeter signal, like mass or volume flow calculation. In menu 3.2, Inputs, you can set the input settings of the flow, temperature and pressure inputs for one channel or stream. Analog input 1 is the temperature input for PT or analog temperature sensors. Analog input 3 is the pressure input for an analog signal. Pulse input HF1 is the flow input signal for pulse flow sensors. Analog input 1 is for temperature signals. Menu 3.2.1 contains the following items. 1. Enable Disable. Disable the sensor input when no temperature signal is used. 4. Units of measurement. You can choose between Celsius, Kelvin, Fahrenheit or Rankine. 5. Sensor type. You can choose between several PT types or an analog input signal. Menus 7 and 8. Value at 4 and 20 mA. Enter the temperature at which the 4 and 20 mA signals are generated. This is indicated in the documentation of the sensor. 15. Default value. Enter the default temperature to be applied when no temperature signal is received, for instance, when the sensor is defective. 16. Linearization. Enables or disables the linearization of the temperature input signal. Analog input 3 is for linear 4 to 20 mA pressure signals. Menu 3.2.3 contains the following items. 1. Enable Disable. Disable the sensor input when no pressure signal is used. 4. Units of measurement. Select a unit of measurement for pressure. Menus 7 and 8. Value at 4 and 20 mA. Enter the pressure at which the 4 and 20 mA signals are generated. This is indicated in the documentation of the sensor. 9. Gauge or absolute pressure. Select if the sensor generates a gauge, overpressure, or an absolute pressure input signal. 15. Default value. Enter the default value to be applied when no sensor signal is received. 16. Linearization. Enables or disables the linearization of the pressure input signal. Pulse input HF1 is used for flow input signal settings. Menu 3.2.9 contains the following items. 1. Enable Disable. Disable the sensor input when no flow signal is used. 3. Units of measurement. Select a unit of measurement for mass or volume flow applications. 4. K factor. Enter in pulses per unit of measurement. This is indicated in the documentation of the sensor. 5. Pulse signal type. Select the signal type of the connected flow sensor: coil, NAMUA, PNP, NPN, active signal or reed switch. 6. Damping. Activate damping, which prevents the counting of bouncing contacts as pulses. 7. Low flow cutoff frequency. An input signal with a frequency below this setting is counted as zero or no flow. Linearization. Enables or disables the linearization of the flow input signal. Most of the configuration can be realized via keypad and display. Even easier is the use of the free configuration software. It simplifies initial configuration, especially with many or big changes. We developed the C5-Series with a focus on accurate measurement, simple operation, and broad applicability. Fluidwell understands. Your success counts.